Hello and welcome to another episode of Puttering Outdoors. Again, in the garage today. Outside it's rainy, it's cold, it's not really pleasant to be outside, so we're going to be doing something in the garage. And we're going to be working on something I've been wanting to do, well, it's been probably 2 years. I want to add more LED bar lights to the tractor. I want to actually add some that point backwards. I have nothing lighting the way backwards or in the back of the tractor. So that's what I want to do today, and I hope you'll join me for the adventure or for the build. Previously, like 2 years ago, I put in these light bars, and they work really good. When I snow blow at night, I can see really well in front of me. But whenever I want to turn around, I got no lights in behind me. I do have a little bit of the radiant light that shines behind, but that's not enough. Especially now that I use a tractor to bring in the firewood. I pull a trailer behind this, and I load the trailer full of firewood, bring it to the house. When I do that at night, I can hardly see what I'm doing, even if I have those on. So what I'd like to do is install I bought two similar light bars, and I want to put them on the same circuit, so when I light up the front ones, the back ones will light up too. And I'll show you how I connected these. I did something, well, I don't know if it's special, but what I did is I added a new fuse box that is only turned on when the ignition key is on. So that way if I turn on the switch right now for the light bar, you'll see that it's not on. Only when I turn on the light key, or not the light key, the actual ignition key, the light bar will turn on. I'll show you what I did to hook those up and how to set that up, just in case somebody wants to know. I'm not going to go into too much detail because it's been like that for 2 years and I don't want to take it apart. But yeah, I'll show you what I did, and then we'll go ahead and add the two new lights at the top. Okay, so as you can see, I took out the grill here underneath the steering wheel, and the way I connected that fuse box, I removed this fuse box. This is the factory fuse box on the Kubota. I removed it, and I found one of the fuses that would work when the ignition is on, only when the ignition is on. So then I took a wire from there. I soldered a new wire on the back, and I came out to this 40 amp relay. And this relay, as you can see, I got a wire here with a fuse going to this relay, and when the relay's on, it comes out here and it goes up through here above the battery and to the other side where the fuse box is. So here's a wire loom coming down from above the battery, from the other side, coming down here and feeding the positive, as you can see here. Let me get a light here. So that red wire from the other side comes up top here and goes down and feeds this fuse box here. And in this fuse box, I'm allowed to have, it's 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, 10 fuses. And right now I have one fuse controlling the LED lights, and I have another fuse controlling the chute deflector, which is a linear actuator for the snowblower. And I don't go directly from the fuse box to the LED lights. I go through another solenoid right here, and this is turned on by this switch. The switch, because these switches can't take a lot of current. Not that those LED lights are very high current, but it's still good practice to go through a solenoid like that. So yeah, those switches can't take that much current, so you got to use the current from a switch just to activate or deactivate the relay, and then the relay will send the full power to the light bars out there. And that way there you don't run the risk of burning out your switches, because those contacts are pretty small, and you want to protect them. You want to send minimal current through them. The wire for my LED lights, they come through here and they go underneath the tractor and run them underneath the seat. I followed another wire loom that was factory on the tractor, and I did cover my my wires in this I don't know what you call that. Anyway, it's a wire loom type thing. I use that all along the tractor, and you can see it going up the ROPS here and going to the top. So what I gotta do now is I gotta figure out how to mount those new LED lights, because there's not enough room for two more, mounting them the way that these are mounted. So I gotta figure out how I want to mount them, and then put some connectors on the wire for these two new ones, and go from there. An option that I have to mount these is to take a flat stock and mount it like this, and mount one of these on one end and the other one on the other end, but I think that poses the threat of hitting my head against it, so I don't think I'll go that way. I think what I'm going to do is mount them upside down, pointing backwards. I think that might be the best option here. Yeah, I think that'll look fine right around there. I might have to trim down these bolts from the first set for these to fit, because it seems like it'll interfere. Not unless I put them really close together like this. Oh, that's always an option too. And then that should miss these ones as well, coming through here. Yeah, I think that's what I might do here. All right, let's, I think the first thing to do is to flip the ROPS down so I have easier access to that. And I have one main plug that feeds the two here. So if I just remove that one plug, I should be able to remove this whole bracket and put it on the workbench and work from there. That way there, it'll be a lot easier to work than over here, hanging over the edge basically. I thought I had one main connection type, but I don't. So that means I'll have to work from here. I thought I had, but I guess not. I mean, I can still remove this to drill the holes for the new lights and all that, but I'll have to work from here to add the two new connectors. And I'll show you how to add these connectors. They're really sweet. Got these off Amazon, and they're waterproof, and they do a really good job, and you know, look really professional. But now I gotta add two more connectors for the other wires, or for the other lights. I just took this wire out of the wire loom just to see. I forget how I had connected these. Don't know if I soldered them, if I crimped them. At my age, you know, anything more than yesterday, don't remember. Yeah, it looks like I had some a really bad cold soldering job. I remember doing this, I think it was wintertime, and I did not have heat in the other garage. Right now, as you can see, I got my t-shirt on. It's like minus, oh no, it's only 1 degree outside, but it's like 15 in here because I got the heat on. Really nice to have heat in the garage. First time in my life I have that, and yeah, I'm a big fan. Okay, so it doesn't look like it's going to be hard to add the extra connectors. I was a little concerned, I guess. Not concerned, but I was wondering how it all was in here. I forgot how I had done it, like I said. Okay. So this is no problem here. So what I'm going to do first, I'm going to work on adding the holes for the new light bars, and connecting the plugs on the light bars on the workbench over there. and then mounting this back here, and then we'll do this part. And here's my light bar. The first thing to do is to connect these plug connectors together, and I want to keep the same, I guess, profile or the same setup that I had with the previous ones. I'm going to put the male ends on the lights and the female ends on the tractor, and I want to make sure that the positive is on the same side, so the positive will go on this side. What I gotta do is take a couple of these. These are very small pins. I don't know if you can see that. The wire goes in there, the wire connects in there, and this here grabs onto the jacket, and it'll make a nice tight connection. And this slides right into these holes that you see here. And even on the wire, you put in this sleeve, I guess, and that makes it watertight, which is really nice. Okay, let me go ahead. I gotta strip a little bit of this this jacket off. Gotta be careful. Just gotta make sure to put these on first. For a second there, I was thinking that this connection, that this would actually loop over this yellow weather sealant, I guess, but it doesn't. I find the best way to do this is to just put it in to the first click, so it holds on to the connector. And as you can see, it makes a nice connection, and then you can just slide this yellow jacket right on top of here, and that'll make it nice and weatherproof. Now let's do the black one. And then again, I said that I wanted a positive on this side. I'm gonna make sure. I don't know, can you guys see that? Yeah, so the red's on that side. I'm gonna keep it the same. I'm gonna slide in the red and the black at the same time. Try anyways. It's really the only way to do it. And once it goes deep enough, you can feel and hear a little click. So then you know that it's nice and secure in there. And you can see the little two wires popping out. I hope you can see that. So this one here has got the connector on. Let's do the other one. I like the quality of this. It makes it look like a really professional finish. There you go, they both have the plug connector now. I had a little bit of a hard time putting in this one just because there's a couple of bumps here, and these have to go on the bottom side or top side. I don't know, they gotta go on one specific side, and I had a hard time putting them on, but anyways, it's on now, looks really good. So now I'm gonna measure for the holes, I guess. And it's nice too, I forgot that these slide along, so you can slide them back. That's good, that's good. I can slide back these ones. Okay, I'm gonna take off the old lights. And since, just give me a sec here. Since you can loosen these and slide the bracket back, it gives me a lot more option of where I can put the other holes. Because what I'm going to do is I'm going to spread these apart so I can put the bolt holes a little bit closer to the edges, and then the other ones can slide inwards to miss this bolt. I was a little bit concerned about that, but now that I know that they can slide, it's great. And these I mean, like I said, I've had them for 2 years, and I use them quite a bit, and they still light up really good. I don't have any of the single LED segments, or yeah, they all work still really good. None of them burnt out. It's great. So it looks like these were the other holes. I think I'll just put a hole underneath this right here, and same on the other side, so less measuring, I guess. Only thing left to do is to connect or make the extra 2 pigtails for the lights. Yes, almost forgot to do that. I gotta find the wire first. I think this is the same wire that I used before. Yes, it is. Okay, I'll make 2 pigtails. I'm just wondering about the amperage and the gauge. This is 14 gauge. Does it say how many amps these lights take? 9 volts. I'm sure the amperage is like way within tolerance, but I'd still like to check to make sure. I might look, I mean, I bought these off Amazon, so I might look on Amazon to see what the amperage is. On here it just says 9 to 30 volts, but it does not say what the amperage for these light bars are. I couldn't find the amperage for those lights, but I'm sure I got 14 gauge wire. I'm sure it's enough. I got 14 gauge wire going from the fuse box to the light bars, and I got a 50 amp fuse, which I got no worries. So let's keep on going with doing the pigtails for the 2 new lights. So now I got to connect the male ends or female ends. Well, it's strange because the plastic part's the male part, but the connections that go inside is the female part. So I don't know if to call them female, male. Feels like 14 gauge is the limit for these connector types. Putting a 12 gauge in here would be quite difficult, I think. But it does such a nice finish. Look at that. Hope you guys can see that. Okay, now I just got to go look on the tractor to see which side's which. By rights, I think this side's positive just by looking at how this would connect to that. Yeah, that side would be positive. Yeah, see there's numbers on here. Number 1. And I think that's when I first did this, I was paying attention to numbers. I don't know, always putting number 1 as positive. Just double checking. These are the last connectors that I have 2-pole. I got a lot more 3-pole and 4-pole, but I got no more 2-pole, so I want to make sure I get this right. So this goes like that. This is positive on that side, yeah. And once you got the wires in, this one here you got to push down on the red part to lock it in place. Nice. Okay, so now I just got to go solder these onto the tractor. The tractor was just a tad closer. Lots of solder paste. Really want this to penetrate. I think I need another plan here. So I just mounted this 1/2-inch strip of plywood down here just so I could put down the vise, or put a vise to hold on to this stuff so I could solder it together properly. This was one of the hardest and ugliest soldering job I've ever done. I think it's because I had to solder 5 wires together and I could not get enough heat into all of that. If I would have had a torch, it might have worked a little bit better. But I do not have one. So I had to make the best of it, and I'm just covering up my my bad solder job. It holds, it just doesn't look pretty at all. So I'm putting a couple of layers of black tape to make sure that no tips, you know, protrude or short out with the other side. I mean, I am protected by fuses, but I still don't want it to short out. And then I do have a wire loom that goes over this, a thicker one. This one. And now it's just to mount everything back together. So let me put this back together. I'll tape this to make sure that it doesn't fall apart. It's a pain putting these on. Like, it's always a pain. The other night I was thinking about this, you know, making a tool that would facilitate putting these on. That would be really nice. And I have something in mind, but looking at this now, I don't think it would work, so whatever. But there's an invention idea for somebody out there. This loom's a little bit too small, so I'll have to tape it shut. That's fine. I got like 7 rolls of black tape, so I got lots of black tape. Geez, I hope I connected everything right. Wouldn't want to have to undo all of this again. Probably be wise to check my connections first. Make sure everything works, but I'm gonna trust that I did everything right. I lost one of the washers while I was disassembling this. It hit the ground and rolled away, and I can't find it. Maybe this bolt landed right at the same spot. Oh crap. I don't really think I need the washer anyways. So now I'm gonna mount the original ones back. I didn't realize, but I almost had to install the lights first. Stay. I'll adjust how far to slide them outwards so the bolts can fit after. I'll make them almost touch the ROPs here. I don't want it to touch because I don't want it to vibrate and wear out the paint. I'll have to adjust it later for pointing up and down. I do think I gotta point it down more based on how the other one was. So let me try to find a better Allen key than the ones. The Allen keys they provide, they're always so flimsy, it seems, huh? Not a huge fan that they're so close together, but in order to zip tie the loom to the side here, I'd have to put 2 tie wraps together. But when we did the pond netting, if you haven't seen that video, go back and watch it. We had to buy the long zip ties, and these will work perfect for this. And up top here, you don't want to put it too tight, or I mean, you can put the zip tie tight, but at this hinge point, you got to leave a loop, because when you bring up and down the ROPS, you want to have room for the wire to move. So I usually leave like a loop like this. Nice. I think that'll do. Holy crap, that's bright. Alright, I think that did a really good job. It was a little bit longer process than I thought, especially trying to solder. I mean, when you're trying to solder 5 wires together, that's a lot of heat that you got to put into that, and it's cold in the garage. It's well, 17's not cold, but you know. But still, though, it was hard to put that much heat into the wires in order for them to solder properly. But I got it done, and then I covered up my mess with some black tape. I don't want anybody to see that. But yeah, it looks good, and I'm glad that I finally got some lights for the back. I hope they're pointing down enough, but it doesn't matter. I mean, it sheds a light, you know. I think it's got a beam and a spotlight, so it doesn't really matter. I'll see. I do a lot of work on the tractor and a lot of work around the property. So anyways, if you enjoy the videos, please like and subscribe. See you in the next one.